everyone. Thank you so much for joining on time. And today we are taking up a very relevant topic, especially for people who are in sedentary jobs. So, who will this be relevant for? This is relevant for all the people who are in industries such as IT. Yeah, that's the one that comes to our mind. India is fast becoming the IT hub of the world. People who are teachers, in accounting, doctors, wherever, in any profession where academicians, where they do a lot of research work sitting on their laptop, on books, even they are affected. So the sitting jobs are killing us, and it's not just jobs. If we are, even if homemakers who are not moving enough, it can affect them as well. So it is a hidden danger. And how it became a big issue is, it has been a big issue for a long time. Okay, however, there was a recent article that was published in Economic Times, the Health World, which said that sitting jobs are mostly responsible. The type 2 diabetes, which is increasing in number in India, is primarily driven primarily because of the sitting jobs in India. So why don't we dissect it? And when I started thinking about it, it is not that it only affects diabetes. It affects multiple other things as well. If we are sitting and we are not taking care of our health, our body, then there are multiple things that are getting affected. And I want to take you through each of these aspects in today's session and give you some actionable items as well that you can do right after the session. Okay, so with that, a very warm welcome. Thank you so much for joining on time. Who am I? I am Ruma. I'm a certified fitness trainer, nutritionist, women's fitness specialist in exercise therapy from International Sports and Sciences Academy, USA, and National Academy of Sports Medicines, USA. I was recognized by the Government of India, awarded by Times of India and Economic Times for my work in the area of health and fitness. And we are an organization called Navitai, headquartered in Bangalore, and we serve people across the world. Our programs are helping more than 4,000 people in Navitai, and we have trained more than 1 lakh people on. It is touching 2 lakhs now. Very soon, it will be touching 2 lakhs soon, and we have trained so many people in the realm of health and fitness as well. So, with that, let's get started. And one of the things that we enjoy and a great pleasure that comes to us, to all the members of Navitai, is when we see how we are helping you shape your lives. We work only with middle-aged people, and when we see how their lives are shaping, and because of their life shaping, how they are able to contribute more in their family, more to their work, and how their career is growing, their life is growing, they are expanding as human beings, it gives us the maximum fulfillment. Yes, so this is beyond our job. This is what our passion is as well in Navitai. So with that, let's get started. So the recent article in Health World, let's get started with that, because that was what motivated, inspired this session today at YouTube. And by the way, before I get started, one quick thing. I will be taking all your questions at the end. So what, if you can do one thing for me, is please keep putting your question in the comment box. Do not wait till the end, because there is a lag between what I am saying and what you are hearing. So if you can keep putting the questions in the comment window, that would be great. That way I'll not miss anything. I'll not prematurely close the session and run away. Yeah. So with that, let's get started. So what inspired today's session was the article in Health World, which said that the sitting jobs are contributing towards type 2 diabetes. Now, it's not just type 2 diabetes, and that is where the entire problem is. India anyway has the highest number of a huge population of diabetic people, type 2 diabetes, and that is not just our profession, but our lifestyle also, our body structure also, the kind of food we have grown up eating, and the kind of exercises we do or we do not do. All of that is contributing to type 2 diabetes. So it is not just sitting jobs, people who are not just sedentary jobs, but also people who have a sedentary lifestyle, or people who are even if they are not working, they can get that. So the thing is that it's not just the job that is contributing to that. So we'll come to that. However, what I will, I took this a little further, because when I started thinking about the jobs in IT, and I come from an IT background, I served the IT field. I did my computer science from the United States. I started working there, and I was a software engineer by profession for the longest period of my life, which is 15 years before I decided to quit and move into the world of health and fitness. So I know what an IT job is like. I know what a sedentary job is like, and hence what I could, what when I read the article, what I could extrapolate that to is the different kind of health hazards that come to us when we are sitting all the time. Okay, so let me start with that. Number one, did you know that it pressurizes our eyes? When we keep staring at the laptop for a long time, it starts pressurizing our eyes as well. So people are fast losing the quality of their vision. And one of the things that quality of their vision, you will see headache, blurry images, blurry vision, and and you may find it difficult to focus as well. When your eyes are hurting, you'll find it difficult to focus as well. Then what to do? Try and use an anti-glare screen for your office purposes. Okay, try and use an anti-glare screen, and that will help to prevent the light from hurting your eyes. And there is a setting on max most of the laptops nowadays where you can adjust the lighting to non-blue lighting, which when you are in the non-blue light zone, it keeps your eyes soothing. So please try that, or use an anti-glare uh, specs if you can, which will reduce the glare on your eyes. Now, even with that, even so, one is the glare part of it, and second is the eye movements. Our eyes are stuck at a certain distance, correct? So we are not, the vision is not, so eyes are not getting any exercise. You get what I'm saying? Eyes also need exercise. Here, what is happening with us being sedentary, our eyes have also become sedentary because we are looking at the same thing. The screen distance is so much. So I'm constantly looking at this distance, and so my eyes are going from one end of the laptop to the other end of the laptop. So it does not give a lot of mobility also to the eyes. So what should we do? I have this rule, which is called a 66-6 rule. Okay, 66-6. You may want to write this down. Every 60 minutes, take a break from your laptop, shut it down, whether you're wearing an anti-glare or whether you have an anti-glare screen. Please try this out. Okay, shut down your laptop every 60 minutes and focus on something which is 6 meters away from you. Focus on something which is 6 meters away from you and blink your eyes 6 times. Focus on it and then blink. 6 meters away, focus on that for some time and then blink your eyes 6 times. And then the next 6. Bring the focus 6 inches away from your, it's almost one scale width. Bring your focus 6 inches away, focus on it, and then blink again 6 times. It gives your eyes the range of motion as well to be able to focus on faraway things and nearby things. And you will see, the presbyopia is very common in middle-aged women, men and women above the age of 35, because our eyes have stopped the ability to focus. They have become the muscles of the eyes have become very rigid. If you do this, then you will not get presbyopia. Presbyopia is often characterized by you'll not be able to read from a very short distance, but long distance you do not have a problem, but short distance you have a problem. That is called presbyopia. So if you practice this, presbyopia will not affect you. So this is eyes. The next one that is getting affected is our spine by sitting for longer periods of time. Now, when we are sitting, if you think, when we are standing, our spine has a certain structure. It is like a S shape, right? If you stand, you will see that there is a shape. There is a curvature here. It starts from the bottom of your, from the base of your, it starts here, base of your neck, and it comes all the way to your tailbone. So it goes in a shape like this. And when we sit, this angle, this shape gets compromised quite a bit depending on how you are sitting. And there is there is a lot of pressure. Since you're sitting on your tailbone, the ulta pressure, like the Newtonian physics, you may have read it when we were in class, right? It puts an equal and opposite force against us. When we are sitting, there is our weight on the chair, and the chair, on the other hand, is putting equal and opposite force on us, Newtonian laws of physics. And that creates an amazing amount of pressure up our spine. And many people who are in sedentary jobs end up having lumbar pain, and also other kind of pains like cervical pain. Okay, now cervical disc herniation is a very common issue noticed among people who are in sedentary jobs, disc herniation of the cervical spine, because if you are constantly sitting on laptop, your hands are like this, okay, and the neck is a little bent. If you've noticed, the neck is a little bent, and this causes a lot of unbalanced forces on a cervical spine that gets, and disc herniation is very, very common. So, if we need to avoid that, then one of the things that I teach in my community is, please stand up with me if you're here, because health is something that needs to be practiced. It is not just Gyandan, we have to practice it. So please stand up along with me, stand straight, hold your stomach inside, okay? Stand straight when I mean, you push your hips, don't stand like this, push your hips out a little bit, and pull your stomach in, tighten your stomach. All right, take your hands, put them behind your head, right here in the neck, and touch your shoulder blades behind. Try pushing your elbows behind. See, this is how my elbows were, and try pushing them behind as much as you can. And hold this for 10 counts, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This forces our spine to again back to the right normal curvature. So this is an amazing one if you are someone who is on the table. So it could be you who is sitting and doing the work on the laptop, people on laptop, accountants, marketeers, IT professionals, executives, teachers, students. It affects all of them, okay? Another one that you can do is, please try that. Do not sit, please get up again. See, I knew you will be sitting. So get up again with me. Again, stand straight. Take your shoulders up like this. Back, back, and down. So push your shoulders behind and push your shoulders down, behind and down, and look straight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Absolutely. So when you do these two, so try and do this once in the morning, once during your lunchtime, and once in the night. Oftentimes, I can assure you, you will forget because you're not in a habit of doing this. You can use timer, or if you're part of our community and you're using our app, you will get timers to do your exercises as well. So you can get your reminders and your timers. You can set your timers on our on our app, through which you will get reminders. If you are a member, you do not have to worry. The timers are there, and you will get your reminders at the right time. So push yourself at the right posture at the 3 times a day. Once in the morning, once during the afternoon after lunch, and then third time after you come back home. Now, the another one is lumbar, your lumbar spine. This also takes a lot of hit. We need to strengthen our core for that. Okay, so core muscle, if you are someone who is sitting for long duration of time, the another change that is happening in your body is, can you see me? These are called the hip flexors. Okay, the muscles of the abdomen and muscles of our quadriceps, called the hip flexor. And now when you are constant, so when you're sitting, what happens? You are sitting like this, correct? So this is constantly contracted, and your hip flexors, these are called the hip flexors, and they become tight. When they become tight, you start getting a lot of back pain because your back is stretched and your hip flexors are tight. So there is this amazing imbalance between the front, your anterior and the posterior part of your body. And how do we bring a balance back in this? So whenever you have a pain, whenever you get a pain, it means that there is a lot of it is caused due to muscular imbalances. Okay, so how do you then bring back the balance in it? Core strengthening exercise. One of the best core strengthening exercises, there are plenty. One of the best ones that I can tell you is plank. If you do not have anything to do throughout the day, just do the plank exercise. Okay, so again, when you're doing this posture exercise, if you have a lot of back if you have back pain, or you do not have it and you want to prevent yourself from getting into a back pain, then start strengthening your core from now itself. So in the morning, you'll have a routine of doing your posture exercise, the spine correction, and then your and plank as well. So do this, the plank, you can do this once in the morning, once in the evening after coming back home, and your core will be strengthened. So please continue to focus on core. This is only one simple exercise I've given to you, but we have a long set of core strengthening exercise. We do not believe in belly exercises because they are a waste of time, but we believe in strengthening our core, and that itself leads to a lot of other things that we do, leads to belly fat reduction. Now, what happens also is when you are in a sedentary job, belly fat increases. Have you noticed that? Yes. So that also causes a lot of imbalance. There's a lot of weight that you are carrying around here. And when you're carrying so much of a weight here, just imagine how will your spine keep the right balance? It has to, it is managing an improperly distributed body weight. How will the spine manage? The spine was not designed to manage a body which is heavy on the center, and hence we get into back pain as well. So one of the great ways through which you can release a lot of tension on your spine is by reducing your belly, because this is where our center of gravity is. If this place is fine, if this place is strong, this place is fine, your spine will be fine, and overall health also will be fine. Okay, so these are some of the postural musculoskeletal issues that happens because of musculoskeletal problems that happen because of sedentary work, or sitting for long periods of time, whether you're sitting to watch movies, whether you're constantly watching Netflix, constantly on phone, constantly on TV, whatever that may be. If you're sitting for long periods of time, you will get into these kind of problems. Along with that, these are musculoskeletal problems. Along with that, eye-related, vision-related issues also. Now, let me come to the one that India is worried about. The entire nation is worried about that right now, the rising number of type 2 diabetes. Let me tell you one more thing, my dear ladies and gentlemen who are listening to us right now. It is not just type 2 diabetes. We are at a risk of multiple different metabolic disorders. You may want to write this term down, metabolic disorders. So metabolic disorder is a combination of diseases which are due to malfunctioning metabolism. Let me put it that way, malfunctioning metabolism. Okay. So whenever there is a malfunctioning metabolism, what is metabolism? Metabolism is nothing but the different processes that are running in our body. And whenever there is a malfunction in any one of them, especially the one where our body processes carbohydrate, fat, and protein, and then utilizes it accordingly, that is the primary, one of the primary factors of metabolism. And if that is not happening correctly, if the metabolization of fat, carbohydrate, and protein is not happening properly, then they lead to a set of metabolic disorders. And it's a combination of multiple diseases. Among them, one is type 2 diabetes. Do you know what the others are? Hypertension, cholesterol, triglyceride. All of these are metabolic disorders. Belly fat, all of these are metabolic disorders. And when you have metabolic disorders, that lead to other issues as well. So now metabolic disorders leading into what? They are leading into cardiovascular diseases, a very high chances of heart attack, cardiac arrest, and all of that. Stroke is metabolic disorders lead to that. Metabolic disorders can also lead to cancer because sugar is not metabolized properly and the body is not absorbed properly, and causing a lot of inflammation inside of our body. So it creates havoc inside of our body. And over a period of time, if we have too much of damage of our cells, inflammation, high levels of sugar, cholesterol, mental stress issues, and all of that, it can also lead to Alzheimer, dementia. And oftentimes, you would have read a lot of studies nowadays that dementia, Alzheimer's are preventable if we take if we take action early on. Okay, so we do not need to really struggle with Alzheimer's and dementia if we take steps early on. So then what are the steps that we need to do? All right, would you be interested in knowing that? That's wonderful. So let me see if you have started putting in your questions, because before I move on to this very all right. So yeah, so you can, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching, please do post your questions so that I do not close the window before too prematurely. So number of things that you can do before I get into that. Let me cover. I think I missed a few more points that I wanted to cover. In a job, if you are sedentary, then and if you identify yourself as sedentary, one of the great things to do would be every 1 hour you take a break and move around. At least try to do, even if you're working, try to take at least 8,000 steps. 8,000 steps is a bare minimum. Even if you take, it's bare minimum. If you can do that, that would be great. It's hardly 3 kilometers that you cover with 8,000 steps. If you can do that, still, you are better off than many people who are not even doing that. Okay, so it is, and you can quite easily do that. Every 1 hour, if you take a break to go get water, go get green tea, go to the cafeteria, go to the, take a walk with your colleagues, or go to the meeting room and come back, or take meetings in conference rooms instead of taking meetings over the Zoom. If you can incorporate all of this, keep your car parked very far away from the building. If you can incorporate all of these, then you will very easily, you will see 8,000 steps is very, very easy to cover. So please do that. And the second one is, when you're sitting, every 1 hour, when you're taking a break for your eye break, you do a stretch of your spine as well. This is the one thing I missed saying. I just looked at my notes. Take a stretch, do a stretch of the spine as well. Once you've sat for more than 1 hour, your spine needs a stretch. Okay, so let's do that. And now let's move on to how to reduce the risk of metabolic disorders in our body. Okay, so the number one thing, you would have guessed me saying, you would have been hearing me from a long time. Number one is please, 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 nutrition. Look after your nutrition. In the nutrition part, if you were attending yesterday's session, you would have gotten it. So in the nutrition, there are 3 things primarily you need to do. Okay, number one, move over from simple carbohydrates to complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are your sugar, jaggery, honey, maida, rice. All of that is simple carbohydrate. Move over to complex carbohydrate. Welcome to the world of flexibility. Welcome to the world of variety, where our ancestors used to eat a lot of millets, a lot of different kinds of grains, which we have stopped eating. Ragi, Rava, Jawar, Bajra, Amaranth, name it, and they are all there. So, have a lot of these grains that grow locally instead of relying on rice simply. The second one is add a salad in every meal. You know what salad does? It's very interesting. When you add a salad, it is so high in fiber that it needs additional energy for digestion. And when you add a salad, what happens? The moment, so the salad will give you 7 calories, but it will require 50 calories to digest. So as a result of which, it puts you in a calorie deficit, it puts you in an energy deficit. And if you mix it along with having grains, which give you carbohydrate, which you need, have grains along with salad, what happens is the sugar that is released by the grain is immediately absorbed by the digestion of the fiber. So it goes hand in hand, and hence utilize this amazing combination of food when you're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and have one protein in every meal. One of the main reasons why India is becoming a diabetic capital, has become the diabetic capital of the world, with so many people being diabetes, not necessarily it is just our food habit. It is also the way we are built. See, our structure is smaller. So Indians in general, or Southeast Asians in general, have lesser muscles than fat in general. But if you go to the Western world, they have more muscle. On the average, they have more muscles than Indians. As a result of which, when muscle mass is less, body fat percentage will be higher. So we will have to focus more on building the muscle percentage, because muscle percentage, having higher muscle percentage, will ensure that your blood sugar levels are down, your type 2 diabetes risks are down, and not just that, your cholesterol, triglyceride levels, all of these will be under control, because muscles are the tissues, muscular tissues are the tissues that have cells, and these cells are responsible for sugar uptake from your blood. So more the muscles you have, more will be the sugar uptake from your blood, and your blood sugar levels will be lower because they are already absorbed by the cell. But then once absorbed by the cell, what should happen? It should be spent also, right? And how do you spend that? You spend that energy by exercising, the right kind of exercise. So focus on building more and more muscles, because they give you more cells to increase the sugar uptake from the blood. And not just that, they also give you the mitochondria, excess amount of mitochondria, to give you energy. Mitochondria is the storehouse, powerhouse of energy in our cells. And the more the mitochondria, more will be your energy. So you see how all of these are directly linked. So second is, how you do not just build muscle by exercising, you also build muscle. You have to give fuel for your muscle as well, and protein are the building blocks of our muscle. So every meal of ours should have one carbohydrate, complex carbohydrate, second is protein, and third is a salad. Every meal, please start following this. I'll tell you, this works like a charm. This works like a charm, everybody. And you have an anti-inflammatory food list in the description also. Download that and you will get a complete list of carbohydrate, fat, and protein that you can start including in your diet, which will be very, very healthy for you. The next one I have already covered, which is the exercise, the right kind of exercise to, in fact, any kind of movement that you're doing is great. Whether it is yoga, walking, all of that, it's great. Please continue to do that, but please do include strength exercises in your routine. And I see that many people are not, the awareness of strength exercises is very, very less in India, as much as the awareness of protein is very less in India. Many people do not have, they will just have chapati, sabji, dal for the lunch or dinner, but it doesn't have protein. So we need to bring an adequate amount of protein. Similarly, where the awareness of protein is low in India, another thing that is driving such high levels of metabolic disorder is because of the low level of awareness of strength exercises. So strength exercises are exercises that help us build muscle, and you do not necessarily need to go to a gym. You do not necessarily need equipments for strength exercise. In our community, many people are just doing body weight exercises. If you have a body of 60 kgs, it is a walking, talking dumbbell along with you. And especially if you are a busy working professional, you're traveling quite frequently, will you be able to carry your dumbbells? And if you are always dependent on a gym, you will more often than not, you are going to miss out on your exercise schedule. So the great way to do that is remove any dependency. The great way to overcome this kind of a challenge is to remove any dependency on any kind of equipment or gyms. And hence we propose body weight exercises. You cannot imagine how difficult one kind of body weight exercises can be. Our community members know. So do not underestimate the power of your body weight exercises. Do not underestimate the weight that you carry with yourself, which you can utilize to manage your own metabolic disorders. Now, these two are the primary ones you should start with, but the remaining three that I'm going to talk about should also be paid attention to. What I want you to think about is, how is the stress levels in your life? If the stress levels are higher, now you are in a sedentary job, stress levels at your work is high, stress levels at home is high for whatever reason, this is also going to drive a lot of metabolic disorders. Type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, all of these, high blood pressure. Whenever the stress and tension is high, all of these situations, all of these conditions will be aggravated. The third one is sleep. If you're not sleeping 7 to 8 hours in a day, that also can cause higher levels of type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, triglyceride levels in men and women both. It can lead to hormonal imbalances as well. imbalances in the testosterone level in men and imbalance in estrogen and progesterone levels in women. So we need to be very, very careful with the kind of sleep that we are getting. In men, oftentimes, in men and women, oftentimes we see, because of lack of sleep and stress, they also get belly fat. Mostly men get belly fat on their upper abdomen, above their navel. You will see this part comes out. Women get it below the navel. And before menopause, women get it mostly under the belly button, and after menopause this weight shifts to up above the belly button. So each one of these needs to be taken care of, and the third one, the fifth one definitely is gut health. If your digestive system is not working, no matter kitna acha khana aap khaoge, it's not going to give you any results, right? Because it's not absorbing the nutrients. So work on your gut health as well. So these are the 5 things that I will suggest you do. And how can you take care of that? Just go to the link below. Go to the description below. I have given you the link for anti-inflammatory meal plan. Please download it quickly. You will get some exercise videos also on our YouTube site. So please start doing those exercises with us. And yes, you know what I have also done? We conduct webinars for busy executives and professionals, where you need something which blends into your lifestyle, where you do not have to take out time for health, because health should just blend into your lifestyle. Say if you're already busy with work, responsibilities, children, manager, deliverables, and unable to take out time to take care of your health, that is where we come in to help you blend health into your lifestyle. And I can assure you one thing, that health isn't difficult. Just by putting in 10 focused effort of 10 minutes per day, you can start getting back your health, and you can start seeing the effectiveness of these protocols as well. Why? Because they are completely science backed, and your progress is continuously monitored through your wearable device and our mobile app. Your wearable device will connect with our mobile app, where our health coaches will be able to monitor your fitness parameters at a regular interval. Okay, so how do we do that? Let me show you. So the way we do that is, so when you connect your wearable device to our app, we see all of your data like this: your steps, your sleep, your calorie burn, body weight increasing, decreasing, body fat increasing, decreasing, blood pressure increasing, decreasing, resting heart rate, lean muscle mass, how that is. And once we are able to do that, we are able to give you very pointed advice and guidance on what needs to change, what needs to improve, what needs to be stopped. Yeah. So when you get those kind of pointed advice in your health journey, you will start to appreciate the fact that just by taking 10 minutes, because these advices are very, very very, very focused advices meant just to work for you, you will see how effective these methodologies are. Yes, so I'll welcome you to, it's a complete process that we go through. So I'll welcome you to join our next webinar. The link is below. And if you consider yourself to be a busy professional and finding it very, very difficult to manage your health given your responsibilities, please join our next free webinar. And next webinar, it's no longer free. It used to be free, now no longer free. So join our next webinar, and we will be happy to guide you through the different different methodologies that we use to help busy professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners to improve their health. Okay, so with that, I'm ready to take your questions if there are any. Let's see. All right, I see a lot of love sign. That's wonderful. And if you have any questions, I'd love to take that also. Yeah. Now, coming to the case of cervical spine, I'm in the health of fitness, right? So I'll just share with you how, how very fit people can also get into situations like, spine-related issues. Then, just God save the people who are not taking care of their fitness. So I've been in fitness since I was in university, 22. I'm close to 50 now, so 28 years now into fitness. And I've been exercising since then. Just recently, last March, I may be a fitness coach, but a lot of our work, other than my exercise and the exercises that I schedule with our community, other than that, a lot part of that is sedentary in nature, where I do a lot of work on the laptop, creating modules, creating courses, creating programs, checking our customers' progress, the new next thing that needs to come in, and all of that, right? So a lot of that is sedentary. A lot of that I have to do on the laptop. Now, what that resulted in last February, March, I had a C5, C6, C7 disc herniation. And to many people, it will be very, very painful. I lost a lot of strength of my left arms, and I couldn't do a lot of exercises at that point in time. But over a period of time, I have overcome. But what I wanted to share with you was fit people who are always in fitness, 28 years of fitness. And yet, if we can get into situations like this, then God only help the people who are not taking care of the health, not taking care of the body. Now, another thing that fitness does, now you may be questioning, Ruma, if you've been working out you've been exercising for 28 years, you're taking care of yourself, and still you get into a problem like this, फिर मेरा तो ठीक है, if it happens to me, then why should I even exercise? It's not bringing me any benefit. You can question like that, right? If you can do for 28 years and still you do not see benefit, then why should I do? I'll tell you one more thing. If you exercise, people get into injuries. Top athletes get into injuries. But the difference is their recovery is much faster because they lead a highly fit and a healthy life, right? But those people who do not lead a highly fit and a healthy life, their recovery is much slower. And oftentimes it can be debilitating. Sometimes it can be fatal as well. So all that we can do is take care of our health and fitness so that these kind of situations, God forbid, happens to us. And even if it happens, we are able to recover out of it very quickly. Because you know what? I know, our family depends on us financially and emotionally, both. And if we are not there, who are going to be beside them? So not being around our family is not something that any of us wants, right? So just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so with that, I've come to the end of today's session, and if you have any questions, please do put it in the comment box. I'll be happy to answer it personally for you, and see you in the next webinar for the busy professionals, executives, and business owners. All right, take care.